Let's go to Tastosis. Let's do that.
We are back here at the Intel Extreme Masters, and we got Hasu again. Little bro of Lucifron. Oh, look at, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Carmack. He's been doing such a good job running this event.
Yes.
I've been very impressed. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Hasu again here. Do you think his head's in the game?
I think
was it his opponent that beat him, or was it Hasu losing? If that makes sense.
Here's the thing. Obviously, Killer played very well, but that was Hasu losing. He could have won both those games, or at least in the second game, been in a very good position. The first game, though, 100% he could have won that. And he knows that, and he's a consummate pro, man. This guy has everything going for him. I think he's just going to come back, play a lot better, a lot more solid, just cross every T, dot every I, and just play a much better game here.
And, of course, we are honored to be casting the brother of Lucifron.
That's right.
There's some taste of day 9 stuff here right now.
Oh, man. Imagine
Pro Gaming Brothers, what if they start casting StarCraft 3 when that comes out?
Whoa.
Could happen.
Imagine if Lucifron and VortiX played and you and Day 9 casted it. The brothers casting the brothers.
The brothers and the brothers casting the games.
Well,
all right, so it's VortiX.
Look at the great players that he's beaten.
Yeah.
Daisy, the Korean, Moments, Sho, Sake, White Raw, Feast, Cass, and Elfie. Every single one of those guys is a badass. And, of course, Lucifron, one of the biggest talents in pro game ever. So I guess his little brother, man, he has the same blood in him.
He does.
But I've never seen VortiX play, so we'll have to see how he does.
Yeah, this could be my first time casting it, but I'm sure he's good. Hasu, you know, he's, as you can see, he's a direct seed from the EPS Germany championship. We'll see. You know, I feel like with VortiX, I think he's a little bit newer here to this degree.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What's the word I'm looking for? Let me just rephrase it. I guess this is just one of his first times being on the major stage with so much pressure on him. And let me tell you something, that does play a big role. You know, you get on the stage enough, actually, whether you're casting or you're playing, and you eventually just get used to it.
You don't
really think about it that much. Hi, nerds.
Talking about the game.
Who's going to win? I don't know either. Now, as you can see, it's pretty packed in here. And it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, those guys, far left, top left. That guy with the hat. You with the cat ears. All right. I think I'm done.
Shout out, Tasteless.
I think I'm done accosting the audience.
Yes.
All right. I was actually just paying attention to our screen here. We're actually in the game. So, you know what, guys? We could just go ahead and throw that up for you guys whenever, you know, we're all ready, I guess. All right. We're ready. In the upper right, show some love for the brother of Lucifron. Give it up for VortiX. And in the bottom left, our Protoss player, make some noise for the German Hasu.
Okay, Tasteless.
All right, Artosis.
It's time to see what Hasu has planned. Probably just a Forge Pass Expand, of course, but what will he be going into? VortiX, I just don't have any information on this guy. I don't think I've seen him play even one game, and I mean, that's a pretty rare thing. I watch a lot of StarCraft, but I don't think I've ever seen VortiX play, so I'm excited to see what type of style he uses. I'm going to assume that he's going to go into a 3-hatchery play, because if he beat that big list of players, he knows how to play a solid macro game. You can't just cheese your way through that many guys.
Well, you know, we'll see. I do wonder if his play style is at all influenced by Lucifron. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have two people with totally different play styles. So he's going to try to deny the hatchery here. Now, note, VortiX actually preempted the drones being sent out there. So actually, he didn't lose any time there. He got right to 300 minerals and then planted the hatchery.
Well, I mean, completely standard here for Hasu. And, you know, it's a pretty tough group. Hasu basically has to win out from here. You know, if he loses, like, if he goes down 0-2, the odds of him advancing at that point become very, very slim. And especially when he hasn't even played a Korean yet. And speaking of which, We do have Caleris on the other computer, watching out for Supernova versus Killer, so that we can get some updates in between the games. Because
Thank you,
of course,
Caleris.
we got to keep track of those guys.
Yep, we got all sorts of stuff going on over here. We have that second setup, as I'm sure many of you guys that are here at the event could see. Another computer there to observe the other games going on, so we can keep you guys posted. Trying to deny the third hatchery here. We're going to have a little bit of downtime just because they're both. It's kind of a tacit agreement. They're both going to just build up an army and everything like that. But for the time being, if you guys, whether you're in the studio or not the studio here, the convention hall, or if you're in, on the streams, go ahead and get on Twitter and start tweeting #IEM. Get that trending.
That's right.
Talk about GamesCom. Talk about the games. You can tweet at us if you want. I'm Call Me Tasteless, and of course his Twitter ID a little bit simpler. He's just Artosis. So please do that if you don't mind. It's really good for esports. It's really good for IEM.
Upvote on Reddit too. Talk about in Team Liquid. We want everyone
Facebook.
watching this tournament because it is awesome, and this is the last group of the group stage. Tomorrow we go into bracket play, and that is going to be so exciting with the players that earned their way completely into here.
Yeah, for me, once we get past group play, that's really when the tournament starts to kick off. I always feel like group play, at least for me as a commentator, is always a bunch of exciting games and a bunch of drama. But once you get to the group play, the bracket play, that's when a real story begins.
Yeah,
it's not a bunch of separate matches. It's we're watching people slowly get filtered out on a much smaller scale.
Indeed, Tasteless, indeed. Well, 3 bases up. Hasu not yet upgrading any plus attack. Gonna have to wait to see what timings he gets on his gas and his upgrades. Those are really the important things to see. And that third gas going up right away. And the third gas location that he chose was to show the Overlord. That's interesting. He knows there's an Overlord up there.
Yeah, he has to.
There's always an Overlord.
There's always an Overlord over there.
Could have made it on the other one and not showed him, but instead chooses this route. I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I feel like in StarCraft, if you're going to show them something, you better be showing them it to fool them.
Yes.
Otherwise, just don't show them anything at all. Make it a guessing game. All right, so the Zerg has 7 more drones on the way here. Roach Warren on the way. Evolution Chamber almost done. And, for a Protoss player, the +1 attack and getting some more gates up here. It's one of these games where they're still trying to develop their economies as much as possible, finish their tech trees as well. And the Zerg's almost done filling up drones at this base here, so after he does that, that's probably where we're going to see much more intense army powering. Now, also important to note, not a single creep tumor out here yet. At the same time, though, none of these queens have enough energy to lay down a creep tumor. So what that means is VortiX has not missed a beat here when it comes to larva injects. So he's going to have a very, very strong economy.
Yeah, very good mechanics so far. Now we do have this Stalker getting caught, and it will be killed. The Queen picks up that kill for herself. And you know what? Hasu never brought a probe out. He had map control with the Stalker and Zelt for quite some time and never did that. So, there we go, making the Twilight Council. So he's going to be going for that +2 attack as opposed to just hitting like a +1 4-gate timing.
All right. The Ling's coming down here. These are just a peek. He doesn't know for sure. He says, is there a Nexus here? Not yet, but there probably will be. He's thinking, there's a pylon over here. And are we going to have any creep tumors yet? Let's see here. Energy on the Queens. Okay, now this is probably the point in time. At least the one at the third. He should have at least laid 1 creep tumor, but I'm not going to be too hard on VortiX here. But, VortiX powering incredibly hard. Already he's getting that 20 supply gap here, which we see at PVZ. But normally we see it after about 100 supply. He's doing it when the Protoss is at 70. So really nice macro here from VortiX.
Right. Also, I want to point out is that he's actually getting ventral sacks for drops right now, as well as a Baneling nest. So looks like we're going to see some Baneling drops coming out of VortiX, which is pretty cool to see, especially if we see a lot of sentries. But with Blink Stalkers, the drop's not going to be nearly as good. Blink Stalker is really the best thing you can do against those drops.
All right, the probe's coming down now. And a little bit of a missed timing here. As you can see, guys, the probes are going to have to go back, so Hasu not bringing his A game right now.
Yeah, he is just slightly off, that's for sure.
Which is unusual. You're almost better off getting there a second or two late than a few seconds early.
Oh yeah,
because
I
the
have
amount
to
of
agree
lost
with you
mining
there.
time. All right, now note this, guys. 84 supply to 152. I know I point out supplies a lot. One reason because it's my job, but this is a very big supply difference for this early on in the game.
It is
That
indeed.
is an over 50 supply difference, and that's a lot of banelings. The observer sees it. How does he react? He walled himself in here, so he can't go out and attack the banelings. At the same time, does he know that there's drop on the way? He could just drop right on these stalkers. This could get ugly, Artosis.
Yeah, he's going to have to spread out those sentries. He does not want to lose them. He's going to have to utilize the building placement and his blink micro to its fullest because this attack is coming and it is going to be deadly.
Okay, the Overlords are coming in here. VortiX showing his own style. He is going to dump all over these stalkers. All right, he's going to pick up right now. And the banelings and the roaches coming down here now. Backing up. He loads up the Overlords here. And he's coming in. He's got the some of the stalkers cornered. Force field's coming up here. Overlords not being used just yet.
Yeah, that's right. He is pushing forward now with these roaches. Some pretty good force fields coming out, but here come the banelings. A nice spread here by Hasu. And the banelings are coming down, Tasteless. The Nexus does fall.
God. He just is running him over. By the way, tons of lings and roaches on the way. Many of them, as you can see here, en route. And he's going to come in here, actually, and just roll over Hasu. This is actually a complete slaughter. I am blown away. I mean, normally you don't see a pro game like this, but VortiX is so good. He's just running over Hasu.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. And these roaches still doing a lot of damage to these blink stalkers despite that beautiful +2 and blink upgrade combination. Oh, Hasu in so much trouble. Look at his supply just plummet 74 to 130 right now.
My God, knocking Hasu so far back. So many, oh no, excuse me, those are Overlords. I thought I was going to say those were roaches. And he's just continuing to beeline these units down here towards, the lower middle of the map, I guess we can call it. Hitting the Nexus, he's going to force another cancel. Damn.
Forcing that force field allowed him to force a cancel, losing minimum roaches. VortiX with just some great and aggressive play here.
He's just continuing to close in Artosis. I don't know what else to say. He's going to get the robotics facility. That means no more Immortals.
Oh, my God.
My man.
VortiX
this guy is sick.
Yeah, he is just putting on a clinic right now, Tasteless. And unfortunately, Hasu does not have health care.
More banelings out right now.
Oh, man,
and it looks like he's going to do another doom drop here and just destroy Hasu. Brutal. Now here comes the attack up here. He's going to drop on those stalkers. And there's just not a whole lot that he can do. The stalker's backing up now, so the Overlord's back up as well. He's going into the natural. The Overlord's waiting patiently. More units coming down here to meet up. Closing in. I think we're going to see GG very soon here as he's going to drop on top of these these stalkers.
That's right. So many banelings are dropping out now, even going into that probe line a little bit, killing a lot of probes off. And look at all these unpowered things. That +3 attack just barely not finishing. And twice the supply is what VortiX has right now. During all this, he's even taken a 4th base and tech 2 infestors.
My God. There's actually only, 3 operational gateways right now. Trying to remake pylons, both players for a moment there, supply block. Now he's going to take out the cybernetics core, which means the only thing he can make is zealots.
And 3 at a time. That's
that's pretty bad.
Well, one behind Dark Shrine, Tasteless, and that is exactly what Hasu is doing. It's really his last hope, and I actually like that he's trying that. He may as well.
All right, he's going to destroy these warp gates over here. He's continuing to push forward. You know, I say this sometimes, that, sometimes StarCraft is a game of strategy. Other times, it's a game of math where there's just too many units on one side and too little on the other. And that's going to do it. GG.
Wow.
Well played.
So strong play here. VortiX just taking out Hasu. That was kind of brutal, I have to say.
That was a complete slaughter. I don't know if Hasu was falling behind, he wasn't producing as well enough, or if I don't know. If VortiX is just so good, he was miles ahead despite Hasselhoff's doing a good job. I don't know, Artosis.
I was just informed, actually, by Caleris that VortiX, a player that he gets to see in Castle loves drop play. And Hasselhoff knows this. So, I mean, the Blink was a really good choice because it's good against that, but still, VortiX's attack was just way too strong.